Hello everybody and welcome on my journey to watch 500 films in 1 year. The next two films I watched were Crank and Crank High Voltage, starring Jason Statham. Crank is about a professional assassin called Chev Chelios, who learns that his rival has injected him with a poison that will kill him if his heart rate drops. Crank High Voltage stays with Chelios as he faces a Chinese mobster who has stolen his nearly indestructible heart and replaced it with a battery-powered version that requires regular jolts of electricity to keep working. I can remember when I first watched these films a number of years ago, I loved them. I'd never seen anything so fast-paced before and thought they were quite original action movies. Bearing in mind there were no explosions and the storyline is based around one person. Crank slaps you hard around the face in the opening scenes, and I enjoyed the non-stop mayhem that ensues throughout the movie. I did feel, however, that the film's camera technique and overall look didn't stand the test of time. It was a little dated, and I wasn't impressed by the derogatory way that female characters are treated in the movie. I'm not a burn-your-bra feminist, but the only women in the film are basically there for the benefit of the male characters, and are vacuous to boot. I can't believe my younger self would not have noticed this, but age can be a funny thing. Crank High Voltage picks up right at the end of Crank, and is kind of a rip-off of the first film, with more gore, an even more ridiculous storyline, and a generally more offensive vibe. I found the movie to be sexist, racist and anti-gay. It's interesting how a point of view can alter drastically when re-watching a film, especially if there's a long gap in between viewings. I never realised how opinions are influenced by so many things until I started the 500 Film Challenge, and how thoughts can massively shift as a result of getting older. As I mentioned, I loved these films when I first watched them, but I'm going to have to give them both a thumbs down this time around. Please join me for my next review, where I'll be talking about Return to Sender, directed by Fuad Mikati. Thanks for taking the time to listen, and I hope to hear from you soon.